Welcome to Music Makers episode 6, which runs from the foot of page 60 to page 73. Apart from the little last bit, this is more relaxed and less dramatic music, but not particularly easier. Michael starts playing at the top of page 60 on the upbeat to figure 70. From page 61, we are in a slow 2 beats in a bar and very legato, but still with plenty of words. There are just 2 things to worry about here. Firstly, we're going to start this section by not breathing after the comma after the first word singing. Sopranos bar 2 of the page, altos bar 4, tenors last bar, and on page 62, basses second bar. However, this will only apply in these phrases. Last bar of 62, sopranos do breathe. The words are different here, and anyway, you will need it. The other thing is the odd rhythm at the end of the phrase on the word singing. These 2 dotted quavers might also have been written as a duplet, but watch out for the rhythm without making it lumpy. Let me just find that in the score, 62. Yes. With our dreaming and singing, our singing. So watch out for that. Comes quite a lot. On page 63, quite a few breaths to mark in, I'm afraid. Do wish Elgar was as thorough as some other composers on this. Sopranos, after clinging at the start of third bar, breathe. Altos and tenors, after singing in the third bar, and also after ringing in the last bar of the page. Basses after clinging in the second bar of the top, and then after C in the second bar of the bottom. The bass grace note at the end of the page we will make a triplet as before. Diam, pom, pom. As you turn to page 64, everyone be ready for the odd rhythm. We have had it before. And the ATB breath after ringing. And another familiar but tricky rhythm in the third bar of the ATB. The 4th and 5th for the sops, and the first bar bottom line for the tenors. Again, these duplets must be accurate without being lumpy. Sops in the first bar at the bottom here have both tricky rhythms in the same phrase, so have a careful look at this. In the last bar of page 64, each of the altos, tenors and basses breathe after ringing at your different points, and tenors again after singing in the first bar of 65. At the end of the top of 65, sops breathe after clinging, and then sops and basses be careful of the rhythm on futures. On page 66, no breath after men at the start. In the second bar at the bottom, the basses and altos have a meaningless tie on singing. This is either a typesetter's error or Elgar simply emphasizing extreme smoothness. On 67, all breathe after ye and then after dreaming, both at the end of the top line and in the second bar at the bottom. At the end of the page, there is an odd moment where the accompaniment ends on a staccato chord, but we stay singing. This may feel like we've made a mistake on your part, so be ready for it. The next section is also a bit odd. It is the sustained motto theme again, but the accompaniment goes crazy underneath the choir. We must remain solid, legato and serene. No breath after the pause at the top, but do breathe after dawning. Then on 69, where there's a comma in the music, we'll cut the last syllable of infinite to a quaver. The T must be together here. No breath after intrepid at the bottom, please. The music on this page, incidentally, is a straight quote of the main theme from Elgar's First Symphony. At some point I must do a bit more research into the self-quoting that Elgar does right the way through this piece, and what he means each time in relation to the words. At the top of 70, he does not want to break before morning this time. At the bottom of 70, sops, altos and basses breathe after morning, but tenors hold the note for a full value. Again, it might feel to you as if you're making a mistake there, so you have to be ready for that. The soprano, alto, bass note, the staccato at the end of cry, so come off after a quaver. Tenors, last bar of the page, how is staccato, so again sing a quaver. At the bottom of page 71, sopranos, altos, no breath before gods, and then we will treat the super staccato at the end of Gods as meaning a very strong DS on the last beat of the bar. Page 72 and 73 look rather alarming, but actually sound more straightforward than you expect. Just think slow 4 in a bar and be aware that the second bar of the page is split between the first and second lines. I'm sure there are publishers' rules against this. As it is a tune you will have had before, this should not be a problem. At the top of 73, put a big ST on the beat. Ye of the past. Then there is a big wally trap. The bar that says our tempo looks short, but we have a very slow beat, and the previous bars had lots going on in the accompaniment and took up lots more room. So it's 1, must, 3, 4, die. A golden opportunity for someone who's not concentrating to sing die too early in the rests, where there is very little to cover the error. Then die will seem very long, a full 8 slow beats. Then comes the second appearance of the soloist, this time for a more extended section. You even get to sit down. So that's the end of Music Maker 6. Just one more section to go next week.